Day. You know why? It rained. I'm happy. Lagos has been quite hot lately, and electricity has not been constant. In fact, this one I will not even call it fluctuation. It's literally unavailable in some axes, in some areas. So I must tell you that I deeply appreciate the rain today. Unfortunately, though, it makes mobility quite difficult because of some drains or channels that are blocked, and before you know, unnecessary flooding and makes mobility difficult. You don't get to enjoy your commercial activities in Lagos, but trust me, it was pertinent that the weather was quite okay. So I would say, ladies and gentlemen, we should expect more of the rains. Keep yourself as warm as possible. It's very, very important that you do so. If you're joining us for the very first time, this is the Evening Rush. We do this here Monday to Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. where we get to discuss topical issues across Nigeria's socio-economic and political landscape. These issues are issues that generate quite the buzz of the day, and we get to have an intellectual insight into these issues, objectively analyze them with our in-house analysts. Sometimes they join us virtually or via the telephone, and obviously we do this audio visual, so you can tune in. All right, terrestrially it's 90.3 FM, and obviously you can watch us virtually on YouTube. So go onto your YouTube, either on your iOS device or your Android device. Once you go to your device on your phone, go to YouTube. On the search bar, type VOP 903, and voila, we're streaming live. Thank you once again for joining us on the program. What are the issues we're looking into this evening? Today, May 29, the president was able to give out a speech, reeled out all his accomplishment in the past 2 years, and he made quite a couple of statements which Nigerians do not actually believe. They think that the president is literally not in the orbit for some statements or recommendations or commendations that he gave himself. Well, for example, while he was addressing Nigerians this morning, he said, for example, that as we mark the second year anniversary, together we have faced headwinds with courage and determination, and that the economic and general situation of the country that he inherited, that he was able to redirect the country's affairs with a bold new vision. He said he implemented 2 necessary policies to stop our country from further drifting into the precipice. He said that it was apparent that if the federal government and the other 2 tiers of government must remain viable and cater to the citizens' welfare, that we must do away with decades-long fuel subsidies and the corruption reading multiple foreign exchange windows, that the 2 were no longer sustainable and had become a chokehold on our nation's neck, strangling our nation's future. That's what he said. So, for example, he said that we are halfway through the journey that began 24 months ago. Remember, I'm paraphrasing some things. I'm just highlighting some important aspects that he raised up, which we'll be looking into this evening. And he said that his administration is offering an opportunity to share again how far we have gone as a nation and our progress, that is administration's progress, in steering the country along the critical path of socio-economic development, and that they began the journey with a propellant, with a burst of hope and abiding faith in Nigeria's unity and progress. So, for example, the president said that under the renewed hope agenda, they pledged to tackle economic instability, improve security nationwide, reduce corruption, reform governance, and lift our people out of poverty. And that it was necessary to implement these reforms because they help to strengthen our economy and deliver shared prosperity, remaining honest by acknowledging some of the difficulties experienced by compatriots and families. And that despite the bump in the cost of living, the president said that we have made undeniable progress. According to the president, he listed some of the aspects or sectors where Nigeria has improved. He said inflation has begun to ease, with rice prices and other staples declining. The oil and gas sector is recovering. Rig counts are up by over 400% in 2025 compared to 2021. And over $8 billion in new investments have been committed. He says now we have a more stabilized economy, and now better positioned for growth and prepared to withstand global shocks. Okay, so we're going to look at this objectively, all right? Now, he also mentioned the fact that for the ways and means financing, which has been a major contributor to high and sticky inflation, that the NNPC is no longer burdened by unsustainable fuel subsidies, that it's now a net contributor to the Federation account, and that we are also achieving fuel supply security through local refining. So, the president went ahead to state on revenue, which has increased over 6 trillion naira in 2024, ensuring that subnational governments can reduce their debt burden, meet salaries and pension obligations on a timely basis, and invest more in critical infrastructure and human capital development. He also mentioned that the administration is eliminating the burden of multiple taxation, making it easier for small businesses to grow and join the formal economy. He says that the tax reforms will protect low-income households and support workers by expanding their disposable income. Also, essential goods and services such as food, education, and healthcare will now attract 0% VAT. Rent, public transportation, and renewable energy will be fully exempted from VAT to reduce household cost further. He also went ahead to say that we're ending the era of wasteful and opaque tax waivers. Instead, we have introduced targeted and transparent incentives supporting high-impact manufacturing, technology, and agricultural sectors. He also said that there is a deliberate focus on the youth, who a friendlier tax environment for digital jobs and remote work will empower. Through export incentives, Nigerian businesses will be able to compete globally. These obviously are most of the things he talked about concerning social welfare. And according to him, he went further to say that without a responsive and reliable national security infrastructure that can protect lives and properties, our economy will not perform optimally. And those who seek to harm us will impair and disrupt our way of life. Our administration is committed to the security and safety of our people, and that for our government, protecting our people and their peaceful way of life is the utmost priority. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce my guest today in the studio, and that is Darlington, Professor, Ichie, Prophet. I don't know what else I call you. Chief, Doctor. You got it right. Darlington Agumore. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Esther the Queen, how are you too?
I am fine, sir. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it is.
It's a beautiful day.
The weather is cool.
The weather is cool. And we're reeling in the most of the expletives, most of the references that President, made mention of today. It's reeks of positivity and indeed renewed hope. It's a sustainable way of encouraging Nigerians that the administration actually is laying the foundation for the future. Barrister, you heard me reel out some of the things the president said the renewed hope agenda is all about, and how he has been able to redirect the economy based on how it was, before he assumed power in 2023. Though that they were tough, but it was mandatory, it was necessary to steer the economy in a certain direction that everyone will begin to benefit. And he said that we're already beginning to see respite in that sector. He talked about the decline in food prices. There's no longer inflation. The prices are no longer that high as it used to be. He talked about reliable security. Bayo Nanuga also referenced that, but a couple of other people are disputing some of the positivity that the president reeled out today. For example, CU people is saying that no, that's not the case. The faction of Ahaneze Indibu Apex Social Cultural Group are saying no, that's not the case. Atiku Abubakar said no, that's not the case. Shawara said that the government is a failure. Everyone is criticizing, but the president is giving himself a pat in the back that regardless of what you say, we have tried, we will do more. How would you react to this?
Esther.
Sir?
This is a big fat lie. All that Tinubu told us.
Are you saying that none of the things he wrote out here, none of them is true?
Nothing.
Are you very certain, Barrister Darlington?
I said nothing. If there is, bring it out. Let us interrogate it here.
I just read out some of the things he said he has implemented.
What you read is not what is on ground. Is it audio sources of...
okay. Security agencies have succeeded many times in rescuing the abducted citizens from the hands of their tormentors. And that I promise you, we shall remain vigilant. So are we disputing what the president is saying?
Well, it is a complete lie too. Because insecurity have not reduced. Rather, it is galloping. I mean, galloping inflation. Insecurity is running wide in Nigeria today. Under his watch, are you aware that more terrorists have entered Nigeria? Are you aware? So why would you not tell me that it is reducing? It is because of your weakness. That was why other terrorists have found it very comfortable to enter into Nigeria. If you have been very frontal, very, very, very brutal with the ones on ground, no new one will venture into Nigeria. Is that not a minus for you? Tell us. They used to tell us here that they have killed 13,000 terrorists. Please, how many innocent Nigerians have terrorists killed under your watch? How many? Remember when he traveled to France here, what was going on in Benue and Plateau? On daily basis for almost a week. Mass massacre. Yeah, Tinubu did not come back from France. Is that what he's telling us that it has reduced? What has reduced? Are you aware now that they have shifted from innocency to barracks, military barracks? They brazenly and arrogantly enter into military barracks, sack all of them, carry out their arms and ammunition, and walk away freely. So all these things is telling you know the proverbial lizard that fell from miracle tree, and when nobody could see what is going, just the shaking head and say yes. You are just shaking your head for yourself, not that we acknowledge what you are doing. There is nothing on ground, Esther, nothing. I was even thinking that the Tinubu would have started ticking the boxes by telling us the promises he made, how far he has fulfilled them. Esther, have you not been seeing policy somersault under Tinubu? Let us even take this particular signature policy of Tinubu, which is fuel subsidy removal, that everybody was praising him. Other people have not done it. He was the only one who could do it. Today, where are we with fuel subsidy removal? Where are we? Let us interrogate it properly. Nigerians, listen very well. When PDP was in office, they were paying subsidy for 13 million liters of fuel. True or false? True.
True.
And we had life. Companies were working. You could go to the market with 10,000 naira and come back with change. It's on record. They were paying subsidy as at that time. And Nigeria was working, please. Nigeria was working. Don't deny that fact. When APC took over, for whatever reason, the fuel we were buying at 87 naira per litre jumped to over 1,000 naira in the name of subsidy removal. And I asked a question. Let us assume that PDP was subsidizing fuel for us. That's why we are buying it 87 naira per litre. So, how much were they subsidizing that fuel for us? I can bet my last kobo, even though the figure is not clear, it cannot be more than 150 or even 100 naira.
Some people would say at that time that things were different, that the whole situation with fuel subsidy removal and the naira to the dollar is a global thing.
Esther, no government anywhere in the world can subsidize any product with that kind of amount of money. The subsidy they are giving them in the Western world, especially US and UK, it cannot be more than $5 or $10 max under their currency. How come the thing now jumped from 87 naira to 1,000 plus? That means PDP was subsidizing fuel for us with over 800 naira. Is that sustainable? Is it possible? To make matters well, listen very well, because we want to defend that aspect. Listen very well. The 30 million liters of fuel they were subsidizing per day now jumped to 68 million and then came down to 40-something million as of today under APC. Now, the time of PDP and the time of APC, which one was better for Nigerians in terms of standard of living, in terms of disposable income, in terms of
but the president, Barrister Darlington, just hold on. Are we going to say that some of the renewed hope agenda policies ruled out not? For example, let's look at this. I want us to focus. Security is what is that is where I'm not supposed to give my own opinion, but that's where I have an issue. There's a major contrast in that. I want you to take a listen to what the House of let's take a listen to what the House of Rep member is saying. What they're actually making reference to, validating certain speculations, or would I say certain facts, all right? And then we'll come back to what the president said about security. That's one area that I know that we can see, obviously. And then we're going to look at the loan schemes, all right? How viable that actually is and what the true fact is on ground as to those who have benefited from it. So let's listen to this.
Comeback of Boko Haram has been investigated to the fact that some certain interest, some disgruntled element in the nation, and including the military men, they are collaborating with these people in the Victoria district. Up to 2025, up to 30, they were kidnapped. You will recall, Mr. President, also that the governor of Benue State made a statement that the recent comeback of Boko Haram has been investigated to the fact that some certain interest, some disgruntled element in the nation, and including the military men, they are collaborating with these people. We need to find out why. What is the rationale behind this? Mr. President, you recently set up a committee on this security matter across the nation. We cannot allow this disgruntled element to put the nation down because of their interest. We know before 2050 election, when some people prepared for violence, taking if they lose election, they will unleash violence on this nation. We need to investigate this matter. These same people might be thinking that they can unleash violence on the nation in preparation for 2027 election. All these issues are gotten to be investigated. They may be feeling that they are losing out. And the best thing they can do is to cause violence in the nation. We cannot allow this nation to be brought down to its knee because you want to take over government by force. So the panel that we have set up, they need to go into this matter, even with these national security organizations, to unearth the people that are collaborating with these terrorists. Thank you.
That was a senator from Kogi State making that statement. Now he's attributing the wave of resurgence of insecurity across the country, that these are elements who want to take power by force, and it's because of 2027. Meanwhile, based on a particular intelligence group, 18 soldiers, 15 policemen, they have been arrested for selling arms to terrorists. In fact, Operation Hadinkai, led by Major Ademola Owolona, stated this while he was briefing defense correspondents on the activities of the Joint Task Force Northeast Operation from 2024 to 2025. Now, there have been talks about setting moles within the military and the intelligence agency, selling intelligence reports and also arms, profiling arms to these individuals who are considered non-state actors. Now, Governor Babagana Zulum had attributed the insecurity in his region to the collaboration of some politicians, including the military, to these non-state actors. And this senator from Kogi State is actually making the same reference, that there is a collaboration with the military, the Nigerian intelligence agency, the Nigerian military as well, in enabling these non-state actors. If that is the case, why has the president not called his security team together and asked them why do they have moles, and why is it that their arm is being accused of, enabling insecurity in the country? That's one. Two, there is a major contrast with what the president said about insecurity, right, and basically what is going on right now in the country. For example, he said his 2 years in office, he's been able to tackle insecurity, redirect the economy in the right possession, and he has a proper strategic team handling insecurity. insecurity. Bayo Onanuga, his spokesperson, made reference to that as well when he was defending the president's speech. He talked about the intelligence gathering method, the equipment that is being provided for the Nigerian military to combat insurgency, the synergy they are having with their international counterparts to counter insurgency. But in reality, that's not what Nigerians are experiencing. The recent wave of killing in Plateau State, Benue State is going through an existential crisis. The Southeast too, we're having unknown gunmen carrying out their mayhem. Some even say that the police or the military around that axis is causing the insecurity there. You have this wave of insecurity across the nation, and in contrast to what the president tells us. So what exactly is happening? Is the president having a different intelligence report to what Nigerians are experiencing?
Esther, what do you expect from him? Tinubu is just trying to sell you something that he does not have. I have told you here, one of the best things they have done so far in office is to redefine lies and propaganda. The package is so well that the gullible and psychophant Nigerians believe them. That's the one thing they have done so well, I've told you. If there's anything the APC have done so well in office, it is to tell lies in such a way that Satan will be angry, wondering what happened.
Satan.
Yes, you know, when God wanted to discuss, he said he's the father of lies.
Oh no, you said in other words that Satan will be angry.
Angry that how could these people beat him in his own game?
Wow.
I'm telling you, the way they lie in Nigeria, Satan will definitely be angry that they have beaten him in his own game. Something he's known for, somebody has taken away from him, and that is what? A prize, a very big prize. So when they are lying, they lie in such a way that I don't know how to, in a shameless manner. Because you are seeing what is going on ground, brazenly, and you are telling me you have done so well. Where is the well you have done so well? That under your watch, more terrorist organizations have entered into Nigeria to come and ply their trade. And you say you are doing well. Is it not because they found here as a fertile ground to breed? That's why they came in here under your watch. If you have stamped out the want on ground, no new one will venture to come here.
Barrister Darlington, why do you find it, let me say, why do you and some other Nigerians find it difficult to believe the president's renewed hope agenda? Is it because, wait, just hold on. Is it because of your personal bias? Or is it because of the persons he surrounded himself with? Could it be because of his background that you think is not transparent as a leader that Nigerians should trust, who expects a sense of morality? Because you have a Senate president who is embroiled in a couple of misappropriation. You have the deputy House Speaker of the House of Rep also embroiled as well. Most of the senators and House of Rep members have one or two corruption cases, on their track record, and these are persons that the president adjudged to be very good and are working well. Is it the personality of these characters that surround him that is the issue, that you don't think that there is any viability in his renewed hope agenda policies, and you don't see any future in whatever it is he's reading out, that you don't believe any of the sustainable development that he has mentioned?
Esther, if there is something that Tinubu can tell me today that he have done, and I can verify, and I can validate, please, will I not accept it? Is there any way?
But the president said, for example, that access to quality education through infrastructure investments and student loan scheme to support indigent students in tertiary institutions, youth empowerment initiatives, which includes access to funds, skill development, creating employment opportunities through their MSME support, and they've been able to empower the next generation to bridge inequality. None of that. What about the NEL fund thingy?
Please. Is it this same NEL fund that has been shrouded in controversy?
Well, ICPC has come out to debunk what they initially said before.
You can see what we are talking about. They are always telling you things, and that's how you believe them without asking questions.
I'm asking you now. That's why we're here.
No. What you're asking me is not tenable at all, because they are all lies. ICPC cannot raise such an alarm if there was no smoke. They cannot. They just want to cover up. Okay, hold on. What is the quality of education in Nigeria today? Mention any of your university that can measure up to international standards as of today. Mention your hospital, Sunko. How far? How many people have been coming here for education and for medical tourism? Please tell me. If you have perfected this, people will be running here. They will be coming here. You don't need to advertise it. They will see that something is happening here, Esther. Why are you telling me to believe what I cannot verify?
I'm not telling you to believe. I'm just, these are the things that the president has mentioned.
I have told you they are all lies, and I've given you reasons. None of them is true. I wanted to round up that subsidy thing that he has been using to praise himself. That nobody has been able to do it except me. Meanwhile, after removing it, you now go through the back door and you are paying subsidy to NNPC. You are going to borrow money to cushion the effect of the same subsidy you remove.
The president said they've been able to clarify. The president's aide has been able to clarify that is not a new borrowing. Yes, it was something that was already part of the budget already. So that's what he's reminding the National Assembly of.
Are you serious? So why are we hearing about it today? Esther, why are we hearing about it today? So there was a borrowing, Abi, and you mentioned fuel subsidy as part of the reason for the borrowing. He mentioned it, Esther. He mentioned it. If it was a past regime, why should it now come under his administration? You can imagine. Lies upon lies, lies upon lies. You know they say lies will have good memory. So that when you lie today, you remember what you told me yesterday. But in this case, they don't even remember. They just tell lies, believing that we are going to believe them. It is when we started interrogating it, they will not say, no, that's not what we mean. We were misquoted, though. That's not the correct representation, though. No, this thing we are talking about, it happened 40 years ago. Are you serious? Please, did they not tell you that the new borrowing, that they will use it to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal? Is that not what they said? Create job, acquire skill for youth and all that. Pay pensioners. So, meanwhile, pension is a contributory activity by workers. Is that not true? The money, the last time I checked, has garnered over 20-something trillion naira. Where is that money? That you now want to go and borrow money, to now pay off 65 billion naira or so. Who took the money away? That pension fund was so rich that government wanted to borrow it. So what happened to the money that you now want to go and borrow? That means the money they borrowed from that pension scheme, they have frittered it away. They couldn't return it, and now they want to go and borrow money to replace it, Abi. Esther, just look at that. Esther, just look at that. Look at that. I said, the money these people are wasted, even God of Mammon will not believe it. I told you here that Tinubu have made more money than all the presidents put together since independence. And I gave you facts. Nobody have paid the amount of money we are paying for electricity bill under Tinubu. No government have suffered off in such a manner. Electricity bill, we have never paid so much since independence. How about fuel? Have we paid so much? No. So what this money, where is it going to? Upon that, they are taking away pensioners' money and swallowed it, and now they want to go and borrow money to pay them their money. Can you just imagine? That money is a contributory scheme.
All right, Barrister Darlington, I don't want us to dwell so much on what the president said today. I'm sure midst of our programs today, we've been leafing through it, sieving the chaff from the wheat and everything in it. We've actually been talking a lot about. We'll continue. It's a continuous conversation we're going to have.
It cannot be exhausted.
Oh, it cannot be exhausted. Exactly. We can't have all of them exhausted today.
I am telling you, it cannot be exhausted.
Barrister Darlington, let's go on to court matters. In fact, there were two of them today. One is concerning Godswill Akpabio, the Senate president, and another one is for Nnamdi Kanu. You know, his trial continues. So one of the witnesses from the federal government, that is the DSS operative, disclosed that Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, is actually enjoying presidential treatment in the custody of the Secret Service. So this was as the court admitted 3 videos, including one where Kanu was seen expecting a radio transmitter allegedly smuggled into the country, and that there were some of the highlights at the resumed hearing of the alleged terrorism trial where Kanu alleged that he made statements under duress sometime in October and November 2015. So the prosecuting witness as well as the prosecuting counsel tendered some evidence where Nnamdi Kanu made some statements which are obviously very indicting. And Nnamdi Kanu said those statements were made under duress at the time that he was arrested. So the defendant had claimed, for example, the third prosecution witness, they named him Mr. CCC, that's triple C. So during the trial within trial, dismissed claims that DSS used threats of solitary confinement to extract statements from Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi was saying that they extracted statements from him under duress, and the DSS is saying that no, they did not do that. So the defendant had claimed that one Mr. Brown, who is a DSS operative, made the threat about solitary confinement in the dungeon. But that the witness clarified that the names of the officers who took part in the interview are James, Ibrahim, and Collins, with no Mr. Brown among them. Mr. CCC stated that Kanu was given presidential treatment and expressed shock at the allegations of using any form of force to get him to make certain statements, including calling President Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari unprintable names, and also alleging that Senator Rocha Sokorocha Islamized his people. Okay, these were some of the broadcasts that were played at the court, So he also said that some of the statements allegedly made, which were obviously considered an interview with a US-based online medium known as Sahara Reporters. Do you understand that these are statements he made when he granted an interview with a US-based online medium known as Sahara Reporters? That it was during the same interview that, according to the witness, Kanu used the term zoo to refer to Nigeria. When he's talking, he calls Nigeria a zoo that doesn't have any proper leadership and everyone is acting without any proper direction. So, according to what this DSS witness is actually alleging, that there were written statements made at the DSS headquarters by Kanu on October 23rd, 24th, and November 4th, 2015, that this statement, along with a video recording of his oral statements of October 21 and 23 in 2015, were also tendered. So the big question is this. On several occasions, Nnamdi Kanu had made allegations that he was not given access to proper medical care. There was a time he also said that he had some stuff coming out from his armpit. I think he presented himself like that in court. I remember vividly, very well. In that court, he got up, opened his shirt. He had been wearing a Fenty outfit all this while when he appears in court. And he said certain stuff were coming out from his armpit, that they refused to grant him access to his doctor. That the DSS operatives refused to grant him access to his doctor. They also made allegations, his legal team made allegations that they don't give him that sense of privacy. Everywhere in that place, everything he does is monitored, and that even there is no privacy with his legal counsel. So is it possible that some of the utterances he made in 2015 when he was initially apprehended before he was given bail and then extraordinary rendition, that all the statements he made were under duress? And secondly, the DSS is saying that they gave him presidential treatment. Well, is that possible, being the fact that anytime Nnamdi Kanu appears in court, 5 million naira is basically what that appearance cost from taxpayers' money?
Please, with this presidential Esther, were you not there on several occasions that Nnamdi Kanu's legal counsel were denied access to him?
Yes.
At a point, they had to make a press conference close to the office of the DSS in Abuja.
Yes.
To tell the whole world what they are going through. So, is that part of the presidential treatment?
No, they're just saying that he's comfortable, he's relaxed, he's being given presidential treatment.
Are you serious?
So the allegation that he made his statement under solitary confinement or under mental duress is not true.
So, hold on. This legal counsel that is supposed to have access to him, that they denied him that, is it part of the presidential treatment? That's my question. How can you deny somebody who is under your custody access to his lawyer, and you say you are giving him presidential treatment? Esther, can't you see lie here? Can't you see lie? When I tell you that these people are liars, you say how? Everything they are telling you is the opposite. So if you believe them, you can believe any other thing, not me. How can he be the guy? How can they be giving him presidential treatment? The court had to order on several occasions for them to allow him have access to his medical doctor. Is that not true? At a point, they had to take Nnamdi Kanu to his doctor. They had to escort him to go and see a doctor in the hospital. Is that not true? When the doctor came and said this thing cannot be handled inside here, that they need to bring him to his clinic or sort of. Is that not what happened?
Yeah.
So is that part of the presidential treatment, Esther? God Almighty. You see, I have told you they don't even know how to tell lies. Seriously, they don't. You can see. No, have we not debunked all these lies now? Have we not? So how could they be talking of presidential treatment? Can you imagine? Do you know what is presidential treatment? Let them go to Aso Rock and see what is presidential treatment. Whether Nnamdi Kanu is staying in such an environment. Presidential treatment, my foot. They don't know how to tell lies. That's the problem.
When you see him appear in court, he looks fresh, he looks clean, he looks good. Are we saying that the DSS under oath is not saying the truth? Because you're under oath and you have to say the truth.
When did that one start? When did it start? Is it not this recently when the KT have assumed a new dimension that they started allowing him to look fresh and all that? Is that not what happened? No, is that not? It started recently now when this case started. They started hearing the case every day. No, is that not what happened, Esther? Before now, what happened? The time they brought him from Kenya to Nigeria, this young man went through hell because they were trying to extract statements from him. He said it. The lawyer said that's why they stopped the lawyers from seeing him. And you are talking of presidential treatment. There is nothing, and there was nothing like that.
Are you there, Barrister Darrington, to know there was nothing, there's nothing like that?
From what the lawyer said, what are you telling me? I said the lawyers made a press conference close to their office there after they went through hell without seeing Nnamdi Kanu. Why didn't they say the lawyers were lying too? No, tell me. When something is obvious, you don't need to force it. You don't. If Nnamdi Kanu is receiving a very good treatment, initially, you told us how he came to court and show the wound that is festering under his armpit, that they did not allow him to treat. That one too is presidential treatment, Abi.
Well, but if well, Nnamdi Kanu would not be saying what he's saying if there was no attribution to that realistically, because he said that why he made those statements under duress was that one of the DSS persons who was interrogating him said that they threatened that they were going to deny access to his lawyer. They would deny him access to his lawyer. They threatened not to allow him on bail and denied him the 1 hour granted to him daily to receive fresh air in view of his health challenge. He said he was threatened by a DSS investigator who was described as a Mr. Brown Ukwaba, an assistant director of investigation. But the DSS operative who is testifying against Nnamdi Kanu said there is no Mr. Brown. He mentioned 3 other names. So he also alleged that his interrogators asked him to say things about ex-President Jonathan and former Governor Rochas Okorocha of Imo State, which were not his words. And he said he was kept in an underground cell and in solitary confinement for a long time. He claimed that the video recordings played in court were edited. The federal government's witness, a DSS operative, however, debunked this allegation, saying they were untrue. So is it possible that Nnamdi Kanu was in confinement for a very long time, whereby his lawyers couldn't have access to him? That it was his recent vituperations in court expressing his psychological state and mental state before there was some laxity provided for him? Could that be?
I told you, yeah, that was what happened. Yes, that was what happened. Because initially, in fact, at the time, they said that I was going blind because they denied him sunshine for a long time. That, yes, the doctor that came to examine him in that detention facility and said that his health was deteriorating. That was why they had to escort him to hospital. Did it not happen? It happened now. So what we are saying here is that the DSS are lying. By the way, if they say there's no Mr. Brown, don't you know that this Secret Service, they go with a lot of pseudonyms. They never go with their names. You mean Nnamdi Kanu didn't hear that name before he mentioned it? Why would they agree that there is a Mr. Brown? They will not agree. It's like this one that they are covering their faces now, Mr. CC, Mr. BB, Mr. ZZ, Mr. AA. Is that not pseudonym? So all those lies, I'm sure the court is taking notice. They cannot deny that fact.
All right, Barrister Darlington, let's look at the second court case today, right? So the Court of Appeal delivered a judgment, a verdict against one particular Peter Ogban. He affirmed his conviction and 3-year jail sentence for manipulating the 2019 senatorial election results in favor of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. In the scathing ruling, right, this is basically what happened. He delivered the lead judgment on behalf of the 3-man panel. He declared that the title of a university professor is not one easily attainable and is certainly not a rank attained by fools, thereby calling this professor man a fool, this Professor Ogban a fool. Now, Ogban, a professor of soil science at the University of Uyo, served as a returning officer in Akwa Ibom Northwest during the 2019 general elections, and he was found guilty by the Akwa Ibom State High Court in Ikotekpene on charges of electoral fraud, specifically falsifying and announcing fake results in 2 local government areas, Orok Anam and Etim Ekbo. These particular falsifications is what put him in the case he is in now. But according to what Mr. Ogban is saying, he's saying that the figures involved were not necessarily written on paper. They were things that he said almost like it was a sleight of the tongue. So it wasn't deliberate, meaning maybe there was a mistake, a slip of tongue or something. But the justice today said that these figures involved were consistent in the manipulation, and the defense was rejected by the lower court, and also they were appreciated that defense judgment. So they said that Ogban deliberately falsified the figures to favor the APC candidate Akpabio. The big question is this: this particular professor is supposed to be in jail, but he's been working free all this while. Barrister Darlington, that's one. Number 2, why have they not called the Senate President Godswill Akpabio with the divulgence of this? This admissibility means that something was fundamentally wrong. The occupation at the time in 2019 of the Senate President, he was not supposed to be there. So why has nobody written? Nobody has questioned, nobody has filed for a prosecution on that particular case, which may actually put the Senate President in a very dire situation now. Everywhere has been quiet since his declaration. And why has this professor been working freely despite all the evidence presented? Then number 3, since this is an INEC situation, INEC is the one that took this man to court and they're prosecuting him. The 2023 general elections, all the INEC officials who were involved in electoral malfeasance and malpractice, the court has actually asked Mahmoud Yakub to bring out these individuals for trial to commence, otherwise he'll be in contempt of court. Barrister Darlington, today is May 29, 2 years after INEC chairman declared President Bola Ahmed Tinubu the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria very early in the morning when Nigerians are asleep. Why has no prosecution been filed against these persons? Why has trial not commenced? Or is this something that has been done secretly for us to be told later that this is a punitive measure given by the court?
You see these questions you are asking me, Esther. I am sure the best person to ask that question is the CJN, because it is under her portfolio to make sure that the courts deliver justice. These are things that we should be asking her. That look at what the courts are doing. Is it in tandem with the judicial process? As the CJN, how do you feel when this type of thing is being told about our courts? These are questions she should answer. And not tomorrow to come and tell us that they are trying their best. In fact, the judicial system in Nigeria has collapsed. I'm telling you, it has collapsed. No 2 ways about it. Because under vicarious liability, if you have benefited from what your agent have done, then you are culpable. You are the sole beneficiary of what this man have done, this professor. Why are you now enjoying the process of this criminal act? And nobody is talking. Because under our laws, you are not expected, you are not allowed. In fact, you are not permitted to benefit from your criminal actions. You are not. But Akpabio is there. That means he's above the law.
No, but they said nobody is above the law, Barrister Darlington.
Are you serious?
So according to what Mr. Nosike said in that regard, he said that's because nobody has written a petition. That civil society organizations are meant to write a petition to bring to question and invite Akpabio to court to respond to what has just happened.
The moment the court are aware of what this man have done and who benefited, The result he falsified. Who benefited from it, Esther?
Godswill Akpabio did.
So do you need anybody to call the man to oh my God.
But the thing, that's what I'm saying. The Senate president is still there. This has not marred his position.
The court have not done the needful. You don't look. If he's an ordinary man, are you going to say it like this?
When you say the court has not done the needful,
because
the case at the court is about this professor that falsified election results in favor of Godswill Akpabio. So that's what the court is facing. It will be another different case for anyone now to bring up a petition to question the eligibility of Godswill Akpabio, since this professor has admitted to falsifying and the gavel has been placed on that.
Please, if this thing were to be a matter for an ordinary Nigerian, is that how you are going to put it? No, will they be waiting for the man until God will now write a petition against him before he can be called to the order? As long as the court have determined who benefited from that particular action, criminal action, they should do the needful. That's what I'm saying here. The judicial process have extended their long arm towards Akpabio, who benefited from what the professor did.
Okay.
What else are you waiting for? No, tell me, what else are you waiting for? You mean the man who did it? If the man benefited from what he did himself, but somebody benefited from his action, that means he must have been induced financially or otherwise. Why are you not calling that person? Even the investigation, because I know that some investigation must have been carried out. Why did the investigators mention Akpabio's name in that matter? No, tell me, was the man acting on his own? Yet somebody benefited from what he did. Is it possible? My dear, forget it. I said the judicial process in Nigeria have collapsed. That is why you are hearing and seeing all this type of nonsense. It can never happen elsewhere. You imagine, look at when the Kremado happened in the UK. You saw how they brought in everybody. The doctor, the person that transferred the money to the doctor. Everybody involved were brought in. Jeremy Johnson, when he was reading the judgment, he mentioned all the names of the people. And all of them were jailed accordingly. Did you see? How did the Ekwemado come in? How did the wife come in? How did all the people that were involved, the court brought all of them in? You can imagine. But in Nigeria, you select those you punish and leave the other people.
Selective justice.
I told you that's what will destroy Nigeria. I told you. And look at it playing out. Playing out. And these are men, leaders who are preaching moral to the youth.
All right, Barrister Darlington, I want to open the phone lines early today. Suspended Governor of Rivers State, Sim Fubara, has expressed gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his decisive intervention in the protracted political crisis that, rocked Rivers State. He credited the president with preventing what he described as a descent into chaos. And he made this statement on Tuesday with leaders and stakeholders of his political family. So, for example, he said, and I quote, "We are already in the peace process." That's what he said. Fubara acknowledged that reconciliatory efforts were already underway between him and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Chief Nyesom Wike, his political predecessor and principal adversary in the ongoing crisis. So he also disclosed that several peace meetings had been held following the president's involvement with some of the engagement taking place at the residence of the FCT minister. So while he addressed the frosty relationship between him and Wike, Fubara signaled a willingness to reconcile, saying, "There is no reason why there will not be peace between me and my Oga. There will be peace. We are meeting, we will reconcile." And Fubara further expressed optimism about returning to his official duties, telling his supporters that he will return to office soon. So here is the thing. There have been permutations that Fubara may join the APC. Or, if he doesn't eventually join before the end of this year, there's a possibility he'll be like Wike, be in the PDP, work for the APC. Do you think that Fubara has now decided to get himself politically intelligent without listening to his followers saying, fight the fight? But you think at this point in time, for the sake of peace and for proper governance in Rivers State, he has to do the bidding of the president as well as Nyesom Wike if he wants peace?
There is no peace here. Esther, when you give a cat some cookies, he will ask for a glass of milk. They will never be satisfied until they get River State. This thing that Fubara did now, he doesn't know the implication until later in life.
Are you sure? All this while that Ibas has been there channeling funds, nobody is asking questions, no accountability, he's not presenting budget to anybody. You think the governor doesn't know what he is missing?
Look, what is missing is not important. What we are talking about here is the sustainability of this democracy. If we continue like this, then do we have a democracy?
Well, at this point, I don't think that Fubara intends to be reasonable. I think for him, whatever needs to be applied to ensure that there is peace and there is no crisis.
This is not the way to achieve peace. You are selling out to people who don't have a conscience. You are selling out to some people who want to hijack River State. You are selling out to people who are hell-bent in cornering the resources of River State.
Okay, so what would you have him do? The man has been suspended. If he doesn't kowtow, if he doesn't do some necessary things, he will obviously remain suspended, and possibly after that suspension, he may not come back.
Esther.
Or there may be an impeachment proceeding against him when he's supposed to resume after 6 months.
Sincerely speaking, if I were in the shoes of Fubara, I don't want to say what I would do, but I would never go to Wike for anything. I'm not joking.
You don't want to say what you will do?
I will not say it on air.
What if that was... Why wouldn't you say it on air? Is it that drastic?
Yeah, hold on. Because I said I will not say what I will do on air, but I will never go to Wike for anything.
But let's go to the fundamental of this matter.
What is the fundamental?
How did Fubara win that election as the governor of Rivers State?
Please, hold on.
Coming. How did he win it? Who bought him nomination form? Who introduced him into politics in Rivers? Was there no agreement between them before eventually Wike took whatever resources to support him?
No, you mean Wike will go to court and tell the court? No, you mean Wike will go to court and tell the court, I bought the form for them. I bought the...
Barrister Darlington, if Fubara knew that the agreement was illegal, why accept in the first place?
No, hold on, please. I don't remember Fubara begging Wike, I want to be governor.
How do you know that?
Because listen, Wike has finished his second term. Whether Wike like it or not, he must leave office and somebody will take over. So Wike did not do any favor to Fubara. Please, Esther, you and other people, listen to me. Wike did not do Fubara any favor. Because if not Fubara, another person would have become a governor. And that governorship seat is not Wike's property. Wike does not own River State. Rather, if he can even go further, somebody will ask him, okay, come and tell us, the money you used to buy all this from another, where did you get? Is it your own money? Please, is it your own money? The favor you did to Fubara by telling her that you make him governor, is the governor your property? Governor seat of Rivers, is it your property as you say?
Barrister
I want
Darlington,
to give it to somebody.
Barrister Darlington, we're trying to logically assess
and
the
situation. And logic I'm trying to bring here, please.
Wait, Barrister Darlington, calm down. Calm down. This is a thing. The politics in Nigeria is not clean, it's not sane, it's not logical, it's dirty, it's British, it's crude. To change that system requires a lot because it's a foundational issue. It's almost like you need to do a historical realignment of the political landscape in this country. There is a system.
We have an opportunity now to clean up this system. Yes, people will not allow it.
We're speaking about the case in Rivers. This man, Fubara, was served under the administration of Nyesom Wike when he was the governor. Now, Nyesom Wike picked him and said, you will be my anointed candidate. You would represent me. Obviously, whatever agreement was had means that the fact that I get an appointment as FCT minister, whether I get it or not, extensively, listen, Barrister Darlington, that is Yende. Do you know that song, the Wike's song?
Esther, please, this thing you are trying to tell me now. Please, hold on.
Wait now, calm down. You will respond. What I'm trying to say is this, Barrister Darlington.
Don't go this route.
Why? But that is the genesis of this whole thing.
Hold on. Let us even go back. When God wanted to liberate the Israelites from Egypt, who did he choose? Was it not a Moses? And when Moses was leaving, he told the Pharaoh that we are going to serve our God for 3 days in the wilderness. 3 days is till today. Oh. Esther, why
God.
didn't they go, Pharaoh go and say, Moses, is this the agreement we had? So that you can come back and be serving me as a slave.
So Wike and
please, these are things you people don't understand. You don't understand these things.
So Wike and these people, did they apply Bible there when they were agreeing?
It's the same thing I'm telling you now. When you want to destroy an evil system, you apply every means. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. When Niccolo Machiavelli wrote that book, you think he was talking rubbish. The end justifies the means. If Moses did not apply that sense, this Israelites would have become slaves in Egypt up to today. Up to today, they would have remained slaves.
Barrister, these people don't apply biblical sense.
That's what I'm telling
you
you now.
They don't apply morality.
Hold on, I'm telling you now that what Fubara did is the right thing. Because whether you like it, I'm just giving you the synopsis here.
But now he's kowtowing.
Hold on, I am telling you, listen, that's why I said that he made a mistake. And I tell that if I am in his shoes, I wouldn't have gone to Wike for anything. Let that heaven fall. And I will tell you what I would do. When you give back to a hero somewhere, another hero is another village. It is because they took advantage of Fubara for his gentleness. Why do you think he chose Fubara? Esther, Ojus Okalu made the same agreement with T.A. Oji. They even went to a Ketenshi shrine to go and swear oath. Is that not true? What happened? When Oji Kalu took over, when T.A. Oji took over, was it not the one that betrayed Ojus Okalu? What happened to the oath and everything?
I really need you to understand.
What I want to understand.
Just wait.
We will not go.
Where my perspective is coming from is the genesis of this whole thing is that two individuals had a conversation. This one said, "Come, I will teach you how to go about this. I will help you in the best way I will help you." But wait.
Because he's the one that gave back to
Darlington, wait.
But now, you are saying this, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear this.
Calm down now,
no, you are trying to validate what we can do.
I'm not validating. What I'm trying to say is that
it's wrong.
No, what I'm trying to say, Barrister Darlington, is you agree to something. You now realize that what you agree to is wrong and evil. You decided to fight it, but we're not strong enough to fight it. And now you're now
know whether Fubara has a trump card he was holding. You know when you are playing gambling, you hold your trump card and bring it out at last.
What do you think would be a trump card here
now
that he's giving encomiums to the president and to Wike?
We don't know yet. I just told you here, we don't know yet. Abi, until this game has been foreclosed, we now say, okay, so this is where they were going before. This is what they were planning. So I wouldn't know now for now. That's what I'm saying. So there must be a reason why Fubara is trying to do what he's trying to do. That's what I'm telling you here. But left for me, I will never, either Wike or anybody, for what? Don't you know that when you continue to allow these people to do, that means you are even validating their behavior. That means another godfather may copy what they did and start it somewhere. We saw it in Lagos. Now it is not River State. So when is it going to stop?
Today is May 29. Just breaking now, multiple individuals are believed to have lost their lives, with numerous others sustaining injuries as a result of lethal assault by suspected headsmen on the Agan community in Makurdi, the capital of Benue State. According to sources, the assailants invaded the community at approximately 6 p.m. today. While I was reading the world news, they fired indiscriminately and ignited homes. Agan is situated only a short distance from Makurdi. As the assault continued without any response from security forces, residents had no choice but to escape to save their lives. The fresh attack occurred not long after traditional rulers in Benue State had issued a stern 14-day ultimatum to herders and suspected terrorists, demanding they vacate the state's farmlands or face harsh repercussions. What is Governor Hyacinth Alia doing, Barrister Darlington? The attack in Benue State has been so prevalent and consistent, we haven't heard anything from Governor Alia. Is he waiting for that special security strategy from the federal government?
Esther, can you see now? Imagine if now they carry this, not set up ESN in the southeast. Is that not the reason why they are persecuting this young man? He saw this thing ahead. Imagine if we don't have such an outfit in the southeast that will checkmate these people. What do you think would have been happening by now in the southeast? Because that was the original destination, the original plan. until IPOB and ESN stood their ground to checkmate them. And now they are calling them a bad name. I said
it's like they want to exterminate everyone there.
Good. That was what they intended for the Southeasterners. That was what when that would not work, they now brought in the military, police and invaded the Southeast. Yet these young men of Igbo land resisted them. Is there any other problem? No. Is there any other reason why Nnamdi Kanu is being persecuted today? Imagine if Benue and Plateau have such an outfit over there. Do you think this thing will happen? Esther, do you think it will happen? It will never happen. Quote me, it will never happen. That is why I'm telling you here that it is very, very wrong for you not to have a madman in your family. I'm not joking. It's very, very wrong, because one day, one madman will come from another village, enter your village, ransack and embarrass everybody and walk away.
Is that something we don't know about Benue State, that we're consistently experiencing this attack?
It is
the security of one community, the importance of one life should be a priority of the president. So why has a state of emergency not been declared in Benue and Plateau? That's my big question. Up till now, the presidency has not made any direct response to that, because the presidency just admitted today, while he's commemorating his 2 years in office, that security has improved, and we're experiencing this just today.
So that will tell you that nothing has improved. Esther, you can see now. Have I not been vindicated here? Esther, you can tell me.
But you're not supposed to sound elated. Yes, you're not supposed to sound elated that this administration seems to prove all of the anomalies that Nigerians are complaining about. It's not meant to be, I have said it, there's evil. It's not meant to be like that.
Really? So what do you want me to say? To say that it did not happen?
No, it's meant to.
Really? You are even choked with words. You can see. The word cannot even come out from your mouth. So when he was trying to praise himself, I said, no, don't praise yourself, Mr. President. You have not done anything. The result just came out while we are here in the studio.
Is the president afraid to call these elements out?
Do you know the agreement they entered into?
What kind of agreement with the lives of Nigerians?
Really?
With the way the supporters of this administration hold the president in high esteem, I would have expected that without caring for anything, whoever needs to be eviscerated will be eviscerated. Why is that not taking place?
True talk. You just said it here that the security agency did not even show up. Is that not what happened every time they strike? No police, no army, no DSS. Until when they are finished, you now see them coming to arrest innocent villagers. Is that not what has been happening in that axis? There is a deliberate plan to make sure that nobody, no Christian is left in Plateau and Benue. And it's deliberate now. It is now obvious. Anybody who doesn't see it that way, then that person is living in a food paradise. Mention any other state in the north that have been treated in this manner.
These elements that the administration knows, and I don't care what region they are coming from. Why has decisive action not been taken? The chief of defense staff told us that they have everything under control. Do you want me to replay what he said?
There's no need. Esther, there's no need. We don't have time for such things. There's no need. They know what they are doing. I don't like it when people want to play on my intelligence. There's no need. They are just saying it by word of mouth. In reality, they don't know what they are doing. Esther, they know what they are doing. They can only go to the Southeast and be killing our innocent young men and women because they are resisting them. But where the real terrorism is going on, nobody wants to talk or touch them. Is that not what's going on in Nigeria? So how can you build a country, a united country, in this manner when you are doing something as if some people are not even from Nigeria, that some people don't even need to live? When you are practicing selective justice, how can Nigeria become one? How can? Esther, how? Those who are talking of demarketing Nigeria, are you telling me that in the international community they are not seeing what is going on here? No, they are not seeing it, Abi.
Why should we always call international community for everything?
Because
are we still under the supervision of the international community? Are we not independent? That their validation is needed or their criticism is needed for the government of the day to wake up?
Esther, that's where they normally go to showcase their achievement. Is that not true? That is where they normally go to, either Chatham House or somewhere in London, to go and showcase their achievement. And this thing you are saying now is part of the achievement. Selective what? Justice. Selective persecution. Extermination of indigenous owners of the land. extermination of Christians. These are very good achievements. Very good achievement. Why can't they do the same thing in a fully Muslim state in the north? Let us see. A fully Muslim state where you have 80 to 90% Muslim. Have you seen that type of thing going on in the
federal government has said that some of these elements speak foreign languages, that is sometimes not Fulfide, not Hausa Fulani.
That means they were invited there to come and kill the people of Benue and the Plateau State. That means they were invited. So who did it? No, they were invited. They couldn't have concentrated on those two states. If they are foreigners, what are they looking for in those two states? And the federal government is away. Look at that. They are using their mouth to tell you that they are foreigners. So who invited them into this country? Who? Did they come there on their own? Did they come here on their own? Somebody invited them and armed them, gave them arms. So you are going to kill all the people in those states. And they are doing it with precision. And you are telling me that there is no agenda. No agenda, B?
Barrister Darlington, let's take Nigerians' reaction at this time. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call, 080-3692-9933. The WhatsApp number to send your messages to is 0817-1756-338. 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Sister Esther.
How are you, ma?
Fine. My name is Peter. I'm calling from Barai, Paja.
Madam Eunice, right? Or Peace?
Peace.
All right, Madam Peace. Please go ahead.
Yeah. My regards to Barrister Darlington.
Thank you.
I want to start from a point that you are asking Barrister Darlington whether he has a personal hatred for Tinubu. It's not so. Even a toddler in Nigeria today can feel the impact of this government. Because as 2 years ago, we were eating fully at least 3 times a day. And even with 10,000, as he said, you go to market and buy whatever you buy and change to remain, you come back with it. We're living freely, we live very happily. But how much was a dollar? A naira to a dollar? How much was petrol? Things were moving fine. But immediately this man entered, within a day, everything turned as if it was a dream. Not that. We are late. We know that they say respect is aimed, it's not command. Even this one says the position is aiming 2027 when things are not done. He's supposed to look into if he has done what is good. Everybody will enforce him again. You will go freely. But this one, you've not done anything. People are suffering. Look at this security you are talking about. There are people are dying. I have never heard Bayo talk about that. And none of them put mouth to talk about that. It's not fair. It's human life. And we know what is going on. Nowhere people will applaud you and accredit you for the next level. I don't like nobody knows what is going on in the country. When Barrister Darlington is talking, look at it, he hates him. It's not. If anybody in the street of Nigeria now know what is going on, just killing is too much. It's human life. Where are the police? Where are the soldiers? Where are the NSA? Where are the people in command to check? Make this thing. It's not good.
Thank you very much,
that's my take this night, though.
Thank you.
Kanu has not done up to that. His invitation till now. They are looking for everything to crucify this man. Let them allow this man to go.
Thank you very much.
If not, the Fulanis and the terrorists will have finished Southeast by now, and the Southerners. So let them leave this man alone. That's my take.
Thank you very much, Madam Peace. Thank you for calling. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. That is the number to call. The WhatsApp number to send your messages to is 0817-1756-338. 0817-1756-338. That's the WhatsApp number to send your messages to. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, Esther.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, Barrister Darlington. Good evening.
Well done.
So, concerning to what you are saying,
please, what's your name, sir?
Darlington,
what's your name, sir?
You are saying something.
What is your name?
I am D Twins calling from here.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
Anytime you are saying things, they will not take it serious. It seems as if you are just entertaining them.
Exactly, my brother.
They are. In fact, it's like when you are saying things, they will say, let the man talk, and when he talk finish, he go close mouth. Exactly. And they will be doing more.
Maybe.
Well, all lies in the hands of our citizens, the Nigerians.
Exactly.
I was with Operation Heaven in Benue sometime in 2015, 2016. Buhari opened his mouth and said that all the whole land in Benue belongs to the Fulani people, that it is their ancestral home, that the Benues has no right to contend it with the Fulani. That is where the Fulani problem started. I mean, we are talking of, we are here to deliberate to seek for peace. And a whole Federal Republic of Nigerian president opened his mouth and said this. And since that time, Benue, their problem increased. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
Do we have people who can defend the Benue? Even the so-called Reverend Father today, we call as a government
army staff to deploy a set of army staff to deploy a set of security military personnel to Benue State.
Do you know the order given to them?
Security military personnel to Benue State.
Do you know the order given to them?
No. You remember the one that happened in Kwara? Can you remember? In Kwara, I think it happened twice. The next thing, the president gave an order. The chief of army staff conscripted a couple of men, told them that they should ensure that another round of insurgency doesn't take place there. I've not heard of any kidnapping or killing or whatever in Kwara. Why can't the same system be adopted in Benue?
I'm Plateau.
This is really worrisome. It's troubling. It's the nonchalancy, the quietness. The governor looks helpless. He's not even talking anymore. That the traditional leaders had to come out and give an ultimatum that all the headers and all of them of that particular ethnic group should leave the community. The governor refused to speak.
Hold on. Were you not told to arm yourself and defend yourself? You can see how you are going to defend yourself. You can see.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. I'm fine. You have a from Oworosoki.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Barrister Darlington, good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother.
Fresh killing in Benue, right?
Yes.
Now, just
that is our democracy gift.
Exactly.
Our democracy gift.
Exactly. As if those people don't matter.
We are talking about Fubara and Wike. Did Amechi give Wike condition?
I wonder.
Did Amechi stand on Wike's neck when he was the governor for 8 years?
I wonder.
What condition will you give that guy? They saw that guy like that now. They saw him like that. And about what do you call it? Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu. Court say you should release this man. Why are they still hearing that man there? You are saying you are giving him presidential treatment.
Inside the detention.
That presidential treatment, the one his family will give him, is better than presidential treatment. Said you are giving him. What presidential treatment? Who asked you to give him presidential treatment? Release this man. Court say you should release this man. You people just still heard him there. Something is happening in Benue. Listen. You guys did not declare state of emergency there. What sort of thing is this now?
I said there's an agreement. There's an agreement.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hi, Esther, my honorable barrister. I beg President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should respect himself and step down. Full stop. Ulu from Egbeda. Okay, Ulu. Good evening to you. Good evening, VOP. Mr. President and those around him will always call themselves good and the best because they are the ones benefiting from the multiple borrowing. The truth remains that this government is not performing well in all the areas. Any good policy that cannot reflect in the life of the citizens is completely useless. Ralph from Satellite Town. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
Esther, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
To the senior advocate of the masses, Barrister Darlington.
Another title, Barrister. You're going to do Isewu.
My name is Mayor from First Start.
All right, Mayor, how are you?
You see, if you want to score Tinubu, you give him 100, 0 over 100. Because he has not achieved anything in 2 years. And if you look at it very well, it's as if the man is on a mission.
Yes.
Just like when I used to tell President John 10:10, saying God forbid and all that. John 10:10 says someone came to steal and to destroy. And if you look at our experience in this last 1 year, in these last 2 years, Nigeria has gone down at least in an unimaginable form. It's so unfortunate. And look at what you are talking about, killing. You said how many people were killed in Benue this evening?
Yes, at 6 o'clock they came shooting at random, burnt down homes. Community members had to run away.
Oh. So by now you look at me, so these are human lives that have been wasted.
No, they are
and government, somebody is there heading a government that is supposed to protect lives and property. It's so unfortunate. Let Nigerians get up and recover our country. This 2027 is still far. Honestly speaking, when people are voting for to vote out this man, because by that time, more havoc. In fact, more that this it will be more disastrous. So let both old and young, both elites, can have patriotic zeal, whether spiritual or political leader or whatever, get up and recover our country. This man cannot take Nigeria anywhere. Thank you and have a blessed night.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you so much. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. I do tell those who care to listen that Nigeria will not be where it is today if the northern youth are more enlightened and educated. A DPO of a police station in Kano State was killed, station burnt down, properties destroyed because a suspect died in a police custody, yet no marching order from the presidency. Everywhere is quiet. You see the reason our security agencies are not always gallant in the north. All the time I saw a video of trailer drivers dismantling a military checkpoint in the north when a soldier slapped a driver and nothing happened. Politicians taking advantage of our allow peace to reign to do all the shenanigans and infraction in Nigeria. Ezekiel from Ejibo. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello? Oh wow, we lost that connection. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Hello, good evening. Turn down the volume of your radio, please, when you call. How are you? What's your name?
I'm fine. This is Gabriel from Amukoko.
Gabriel from where?
Amukoko, Lagos.
Amukoko, Lagos. Gabriel, good evening. How are you today?
I'm fine. Greetings to Barrister Darlington.
All right.
To be honest, Nigerians, in fact, the whole general will tell the whole Nigerian that these foreigners, they are not Nigerians. They are from neighboring or whatever.
Foreign country.
Foreign country, that means they are telling us that those foreign countries, they know more terrain here in Nigeria than we, the generals in Nigeria now. So that means we should invite them to come and rule this nation. Is that what they are telling us? How can a killing be going on and a whole general? Okay, Jesus. Let God help us. What is the way out? Try just all and praying. Let us find a way out. I beg. This is so annoying now.
It is. Every day. Even me too. I'm now like, what's going on now? How will you be in a country like this with all the facility, with a Nigerian military that people used to fear? This is something else, Barrister. I don't understand if people's lives are now being politicized. It's not making sense again. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Esther.
Yes, good evening,
Esther.
sir. How are you?
Esther, how you doing?
I do, okay, I do. What will be your name, I beg?
No, Mr. Darlington. No. Hello?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay.
What's your name?
Esther.
What's your name?
I asked him his name.
Esther, I have Joe from Bariga.
Oh, Joe, how are you?
I've asked this question several times. When all this mayhem finishes, so we cannot see one stupid killer.
I don't know.
Say this killer have been arrested.
I don't know.
Either 1 or 2 or 3 have been arrested. And then, after everything will disappear like that, nobody will say anything. Nobody will show us anything.
Tomorrow they come
So
back.
what actually is the secret? The secret of this killing in Benue and Plateau? Why?
Something else.
Are they spirits? These people coming to kill our people, are they spirits? That's what I want to know. And this shows that President Tinubu is working for Fulanis. That is why I don't want to expose these people.
I don't think so. I think it's the report he's getting. I think it's the report he's being provided with.
It's a terrible thing.
Joe, the last time the chief of defense staff met with the president, sir, before the president traveled to
Rome. Nobody has been shown on the national television. Nobody, even international, nobody has been shown. Say this is one of the killers. Why?
That's why they always
Why you want
Barrister
to take people's
Darlington,
land?
before
You
the
want to take
president
people's
traveled
land
to Rome.
for selfish reason. You
Thank
want
you,
to take
Joe.
people's land for selfish reason.
Thank you, Joe.
Nigeria, be careful. Nigerians, be careful.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for
Good
calling.
night.
Thank you. Barrister Darlington.
Yes.
Okay, so it's either the president is giving a doctored report or a colored report. The last time that the chief of defense staff, the IGP, the chief of naval force, the chief of army staff met with him before he traveled to Rome, that was exactly what they told. They told him they have it under control. And that is the report he reeled out now as his 2 years in his administration.
Esther, please let nobody defend Tinubu here. He knows
No,
what
it's
is-
not a defense. We just want to objectively look at
No,
things.
there's nothing like objective here. He is the commander-in-chief, the boss up on the table. He should know what is going on. He has all the mechanism to find out what is going on within the territory called Nigeria.
Maybe
He
the president is not listening to the news.
No. He cannot deny not knowing what is. He cannot. He cannot.
This is not some. This is something
he's
else.
aware.
Hello. Good evening. How are you?
He's fully aware.
Hello. Hello. All right, kindly call us back 080-3692-9933 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. Good evening, VOP and your guests in the studio. Nothing is working. People are dying in hunger. Thanks, VOP. Good evening, Esther and Professor Darlington. Sincerely, it really hurts to see a grown man that can be addressed as grandpa telling lies of everything he claims to have
telling
achieved.
you.
They're all lies. Posterity will never be kind to this wicked set of rulers. It came back from Mafoluku Oshodi. Okay, hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Please, what's your name?
Good evening, Barrister. My name is Victor Batten. Yes. Since APC even come to government, APC government, we didn't see any good thing. So, all these people, they defect from APC to defect from PDP to APC. I don't think any good thing will come out from it. Make the APC not come out again. Maybe just flood out the APC in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you for calling. As far as Tinubu is concerned, for the past 2 years of his administration, it has all been about strategies and ways of winning 2027 election again by all means. This man and his crew has no business with anything called governance. Everyone around him is already trillionaire overnight. Ororo from Ayobo. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, just calling for Maja.
Chugs, how are you today?
Hello?
I can hear you. I said, how are you today?
Yeah, I cannot agree less with the barrister.
Okay.
I cannot. All our information here on point this evening. However, I can see all the sectors of the country. One thing that is a common denominator is corruption. Check education, next one issue. Check women affairs. You see all that television with a woman. Look at security. All the money appropriated cannot match the result that we are getting. Even that one as you may, once a person asked, what is the way forward? Which I want to ask Barrister to enlighten. I am just checking now the people are Nigerians are looking, maybe probably looking forward to the opposition. They have done the representative according to geopolitical zones. But I have information for about 2 people, David Mark, and maybe 1 or 2 other people that are like Malami, especially the 2 of them. I don't know, but you are a proponent of this thing because Atiku is heading the opposition team. Please enlighten us with Malami in this team and David Mark over here since I was in primary school. David Mark has been in the government.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Chugs.
Esther,
Thank you, sir.
did you see why I told you that it's not good for you to sell your birthright for a plate of food?
Okay.
The people in Benue, I think we know of military generals in that state.
Yeah.
Gowon, is it Gowon? Okay, Gowon is Plateau. David Mark, there are so many of them out there. Esther, have you heard them talk?
They have kept quiet.
What happened? Why do you think they kept quiet? they have sold their birthright. They can't talk.
Okay.
Yeah, they have sold their birthright. Do you see the problem they have with Igbo man? Because we refuse to agree. Is that not the problem here?
My issue, please, if you're from Benue, I would like to hear from you, please.
What
if you've spoken with any member of your family there today. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you, sir?
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, please?
Yeah, this is Mr. Osas calling from the Jigo.
All right, Osas. Go ahead, please.
I want to begin by saying big thank you to VOP. You guys are really doing well.
Thank you.
This station are really enlightening Nigeria to know what is going on in the secret, what we did not know. So I so much thank God for everything that God is giving you guys to do.
Thank you.
Hello.
I can hear you, sir. We said thank you.
Yeah. So what I want to say is that our president should please focus on how to govern Nigeria well. Because this is telling us. Because I expected him to say things that will even make Nigeria to be happy today. But what I'm hearing is that I'm even ashamed that my president is saying all these things. It is like making me ashamed. Even what is going on around here, there is no electricity. Like I'm talking to you right now, for the past 3 weeks now, in my area here in the Jogo, there is no light anywhere. We are sleeping there every night without light. And somebody is telling me that the government is doing well. Insecurity everywhere. Even in my state, I don't say there's insecurity everywhere. So what is going on? You are telling us that you are doing well. Coming for 2027. When we still have 2 years ahead. So what will be our fate in the 2027? You are coming to be the president. We are already the president already. Do us well, then we will vote with and let's see if we are going to vote for you, then we will vote for you. This is what I just have to say. This man should please do something that will make it. We are hungry. Things are going on badly in this country. Nothing is working. So it should make us happy as a citizen of this country. Provide security for us. Make us move freely. Please, we can no longer go to farm. There is hunger everywhere. Let him do something that will make Nigerian citizens to be happy. Then if we want to vote for him, 2027 we can vote for him. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. No, I think that's what will enable, if it's all about 2027, I think this is basically what makes it happen. When people feel that, oh, you've been able to prove to us that indeed you can do well, so they wouldn't even care about anything. You don't even need to campaign for the people. They'll go to the polling unit and vote for you. Because that is, if you need to emphasize and prove evidently that you can secure lives and property. They've not sent anybody to Benue State since that time to assess the situation there. Yeah, the chief of army staff has not gone there. Nobody, no government representative has gone there.
Esther, are you telling me that this is the last time it will happen?
Hey,
no.
Wow.
Before the weekend, maybe before Sunday or Monday.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
And we just talk.
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir.
Darlington.
How are you, sir?
Okay, my name is Afamefuna from Ejibo.
Afamefuna.
Yeah, I'm calling from Ejibo.
All right, please go ahead, Afamefuna.
Okay, these Benue killings, is that, because of our tribalism in this country. I remember the run-up to 2014 election, or is it 2015? I was discussing with one Benue man. We are arguing about between Jonathan and Buhari, who was a better candidate. The man told me, when I told him Buhari, I don't trust Buhari, that Buhari has an agenda, Fulani agenda. The man said, even if Buhari will kill his papa, his mama, that he will vote for Buhari. Sadly, I didn't get his name. I would have looked for him and said, look at what is happening in your state. What do you have to say about it? You see, because of tribalism, if we are united and everybody decides to do the right thing, we can recover this country. But then, tribalism and religion will not allow us to do the right thing. So, thank you.
Thank you, Afamefuna, for calling. 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Esther, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Paul from Egbeda.
Paul from Egbeda. How are you, Paul?
Well, we thank God. The weather is cool.
All right, please go ahead.
So let me also remind you of the breaking news in Al Jazeera this evening. There is a killing in Taraba State, 50 people. Hello.
We can hear you, Paul. Please go ahead.
Yeah, and I think the only way we can sort out this problem is 2027.
2027, long.
Yeah, there is nothing we can do now. He can't resign. He can't be impeached. So it is only 2027 that Nigerian people will vote and say we don't want you again.
Which Nigerian people? The people that are being killed will be there that time?
The ones that will remain.
Hey.
The Nigerian people that will remain. The Igbo people that remain in the Biafran war, are they not the ones that are alive today? At least in my family, we lost about 7 people during that Biafran war. Few survived, and that few is what is alive today, multiplying. So since they have determined not to do the right thing, and Nigerian people cannot do anything, if you protest, they will kill you. If you say anything, they will pick you up. So the best thing is for us to use the instrument of voting to say no. And I am assuring you and the rest of Nigerian people that come 2027, there will be no way APC will win the Nigerian election. There will be no way. It will be practically impossible to read. Because if you travel to the north, travel to the south, travel to the east, the poverty level and the suffering is unimaginable. And there is no way we can suffer this to this extent and allow this APC to come 2027. They can't rig it. It will be beyond rigging. That is certain, and take it to the bank. APC will not win 2027 election.
Thank you. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, Esther.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. This is Mitoka from Abulado.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
I lived in Benue State in 90s. They have generals. In Igumali, there are more than 2 generals there. At Orokaramu, Chris Garba is a general. In short, in that Idoma area, there are more than 10 or 20 generals there. I know that area very well. But the problem is that I don't know what is wrong with them. They are not talking again. I don't know whether they are still alive or what is wrong with them. That's the thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling. Ayo from Olayemi Ayobo. This man Darlington is not an analyst at all. He's so tribalistic and sentimental. He's so biased that one needs not to listen to him because one has already known his reaction to questions. If any question not even related to Tinubu, he would answer the question the way he would fuse Tinubu to it. This man who cannot govern his landlord association, ask him what he would have done with the subsidy if he's president of Nigeria. Afenuwa Motoki. What's the meaning of that? Ayo from Olayemi Ayobo. President, do you want to respond?
Oh my God! Please, Esther. Are we not talking about Tinubu's to 2 years in office? Why will I not mention Tinubu's name? Tell me.
All right. Good evening, Esther and Emeka. I'm not in support of the killing of Benue people, but those people show Biafra people shaggy. Please ask Barrister Darlington. Hey, regardless, that time no be now. Good evening, Esther. The killing in Benue is not Fulani, but the same indigenous people of Benue State try to disturb the tenure of this man. Benue politicians like Gabriel Suswan, George Akume, Samuel Otom, the rest knows what they are doing. My pain is because this is happening under the tenure of a priest who wished to take the land to a different. I am from Benue State, Esther, not anywhere else. David from GRE. This is a new insight into the situation.
Esther, do you believe such a thing?
There is people from, because these people, like you mentioned their names and you said they're not talking. Samuel Otom, Gabriel Suswan, George Akume, these people are not talking. They're supposed to raise alarm, like they're all mute.
They have sold their birthright.
And remember yesterday when I was talking, there was a lawmaker from Benue State that said that he's not playing politics well. that he's not playing politics well. That's what was one of the accusations one of the lawmaker made against him. Good evening, Esther and Oga Darlington. Good evening, crew. Congratulations, APC government. Last week, United Nations said Nigeria is number 1 in Africa as most malnourished people, 2nd in the world. Where's Bayonaniga to debunk it? When you build your government on lies, propaganda, eye service, and hypocrisy, you won't prosper. Imagine more than 7.2 million companies, both private, public, and SMEs, shut down because of no power and destructive nightmare policies that has turned the people to beggars and Amalgiri in the midst of plenty, that has turned the nation to a gangster paradise, economic disaster, highest out-of-school children in the world because of high school fees. Many professionals have jackpot. So this is what cash and carry, INEC and judiciary has forced in the throat of Nigerians. So that is why nothing is working. You can't keep what you don't have upstairs. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Please, this DPO that was killed in Kano, have they made any arrest? Because the man died while working for our government. It's a pity. Jude from Jakonde. Good evening, Esther. Okay, I think I've read this message.
Are you sure it's not IPOB?
No, what do you mean in Kano State? Can you pass that IPOB with that one?
No, they have spread to that place.
Yeah, you're not. Barrister Darlings. Good evening, VOP. Just as African AK-47 was used in Kogi to decimate 159 cows, Benue State should adopt same African AK-47. Prince from K2. Okay, good evening, Mr. Darlington and Esther. The law has a higher punishment for the receiver of a stolen goods than the thief. Exactly. But the case of Godswill Akpabio is different. How can the INEC official be convicted while the main beneficiary of the crime is celebrated and rewarded with political privilege? This country is indeed as funny as a blind rat looking for food in a church premises. Daniel Morgan. The case of Nnamdi Kanu is a clear indication that we operate 2 laws in this country. One for all the Nigerians and one is for the Igbos. How can a case that was thrown out by a higher court be referred to a lower court? Again, from the allegations against him, none is centered on terrorism. When a country is separated from law and justice, it becomes the worst of the jungles. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I am fine, sir.
Barrister Darlington, good evening.
Ndewo, my brother.
This is Mr. Monday calling from Agege.
Mr. Monday, how's Agege this evening?
Very fine and cool.
All right, please go ahead.
You see, these 2 years of this man, don't you see that is like 20 years in the eyes of the country?
50.
Like people is dying for starvation, hunger, hardship. And the cost of the living is not getting funny, it's not coming down. That is my own question. Why is it not coming down? Why is it not coming down? I know several occasions that this man this man is falling down. I'm watching it in Twitter, YouTube. He's not fit. I don't know why we Africa like to put the old people that they don't know what to say. Look at all the killings. He cannot command anybody to go and stop it. He don't have the power and he's in power. He's in power. That is why Barrister Darlington always say that they need to be sanctioning all these people. They don't always sanction them. Why? They don't always sanction them to make the country to move forward. The country is just going back and back and back. And when you now go in power, they will say Nigeria is buried because Buhari have already killed Nigeria. This man wants to bury him. And they are campaigning for 2027. I don't sure he will not go. Me, I'm a Yoruba man. God will not allow him. Good night.
All right, good night. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. That's the number. Good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. The president has performed abysmally in the last 2 years in almost all fronts. Second tenure consideration is responsible for his inaction against killer headers. The second, they should release Nnamdi Kanu without further delay. Enough of their so-called presidential treatment to MNK. Anaklet Anna Bunwa from Alagbado. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine. My name is John. I'm calling from Oshodi.
All right, John. Please go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Darlington. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, concerning what is happening and this insecurity of a team. You see the chief of army staff and the chief of defense staff.
Yes.
Two of them, they does not have the heart of army in them. Assuming they have the heart of army in them, they should have take action on what is happening without giving them go ahead from all those our leaders. So I don't blame them. No wonder Jesus said on the cross of Calvary that Father forgive them for they don't know what they are doing. So those are the such people. Thank you, my good night, sir.
Thank you for calling. Good evening, everyone there. The big lie the administration of the president is telling us is that his reform has future, which is a big lie to the nation. There's no landmark of the so-called reform. Security, nothing to write home about. Killing daily. Why? Emmanuel from Ojo. Good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. The best that the president can do at this point is just resign. Him and all his political appointees have failed Nigeria. Yakubu stole the people's mandate and announced him in the night like a thief. Aneke Chinonso. Now you talk. Now you talk, Amo. Bonsoir, Esther Machkwan Darlington. I'm Engineer Oje Carlo from Benin Republic. Please tell APC 2027 is going to be okay, let them buy. Okay, I'm not going to read the remaining one. Free Prophet Mazam Namdi Kanu. Thank you very much. Nigeria has become a crime scene for our political leaders. Nigeria is filled with leaders full of cruelty. My message to Tinubu is there is no gallantry in mischief. It's obvious the president is mocking Nigerians in his assessment. From Chinedu Oshodi. Nigeria has Tinubu did not perform at all. His 2 years is worse for Nigerians. He's only good in politics, not in governance. Nigerians will speak come 2027. Jerry from Ikeja. Okay, Nigeria has only one University of Magomago Politics in Nigeria, located at Bodolon in Lagos State, Nigeria. Professor Bat is the Vice Chancellor. Nigerians will shock him come 2027. All right. Hello, good evening. How are you? Turn down the volume of your radio. Good evening, ma.
Esther,
how are you, ma?
Barrister Darlington.
How are you, ma? What's your name?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, ma. What's your name, please?
I can't hear you guys, so but let me go ahead.
Go ahead,
this is
please.
Susan calling from Oshodi.
All right, evening.
I want to score our dear president.
Okay.
2 years of Mr. President in this country, it has been hell to we the Nigerians. Insecurity everywhere, no food, no good road, no electricity. And Mr. President, I think he should seek our permission for us to score him because he has -0. Ever since he has been in this government, he has -0. How can you say you are governing us and people are dying in the country that you happen to be the president and you are not even saying something about it? And you are coming out to tell us that the insecurity is going down to where? Going down that maybe you are not listening to news. I mean, we should come and because I keep asking, does it mean that you want us to come and show him the killing that has been happening in Benue, Plateau, and the rest of the states? And you're coming out to give because we are concerned about the insecurity. It's too much. If at all these people are going down every day, who will you govern? Is it our ghost? That people are dying and our president 2 years in the country, all they care about is how to loot our money because they say it's not stealing, they are looting it. How they will loot our money, they are now telling us that we should take baby step. Baby step for what? Baby step that they are living a very comfortable life. This night now I don't have light and them they are living under AC. And our president is telling us that, please, Mr. President, sir, I think of my own advice to him, he should resign. Good night.
Good night. I highly doubt the president will resign. He's already been endorsed for 2027. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello?
I'm even president for life.
Hello? Wow. All right. 08036929933. That is the number to call. 08036929933. All right, I'll take a few messages right now. Hello, good evening. How are you? Turn down the volume of your radio.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
Okay, my name is Godwin. Barrister.
Yes.
Barrister.
I'm listening to you.
Hello, I just want to ask one question.
Okay.
These people of Benue State, were they not the people that we are called the Munchi people? The Munchi in 60s.
My brother.
I don't know the Munchi people in 60s. Yeah. No, I don't want to be sarcastic, but don't you think that this is a lot of karma, vindictive justice? What they did to the Igbos when the pogrom was between the Igbos and the Connaught, the Hausa, and the people took it upon themselves and they terminated the Igbos and still God wants to vindicate and you people are having mercy on them. It is what I believe that is the law of karma, retributive justice.
But
it's more of karma and reproductive justice. Like Sister Esther will tell us that we should forget that it has been a past. History is memory. It's a testimony of something that is in front to come. So a lot, they had to pay dearly for it. I have no regret in whatever happened. The extermination of 3 million Igbos is not up to the number that is being killed. This is me, I'm an Igbo man, call Igbo man. And if you call me, I will defend what I said. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir, I will take a few messages right about now because we need to round
Esther,
up. Yes, sir. Hello?
Do you know the implication of this thing?
What's the implication, sir?
You see, when you are inside a hole, you stop digging so that somebody can rescue you. Okay. But if you are inside a hole and you are still digging, you are going deeper. If this retaliation and counter-retaliation continue, Esther, where would Nigeria be few years down the line? If they now say tomorrow, these people that are killing us, we are going to retaliate, what will now happen? Esther, what will happen? You can see why government is not thinking ahead. I know that there will be repercussion for this killing. Especially the spirit of these dead ones, they will be haunting Nigeria. This blood that have been wasted all over, they will be haunting Nigeria. This land need to be cleansed. If not, even when they stop killing, the dead will continue to trouble us.
Good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. MNK and the ESN have shown the federal government terrorist Shege in the southeast. That's why they're angry with him. They are trying every possible means to wipe out the southeast, but it seems they don't understand the Igbos. Igbos never bow down to nobody. They can never succeed. Insecurity is right now everywhere. It's now everywhere. Good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. Mr. President has done well in education as regard ASU strike compared to Jonathan and Buhari combined. Mr. President has succeeded in removing fuel subsidy, thereby creating more allocation for 36 states of the Federation. Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done great. Let's praise him so he will do more. Izinira from Ijesha. Very good. Well done. Greetings, Esther and Barrister. I'm Lucky from Lady Luck, Bariga. Esther, the problem of Nigeria is nothing supernatural. Anything, it's natural. It can be curtailed if they want. See Burkina Faso now. Tranquility has been far more restored now than before. Our problem still remains. We have more political louts than good political leaders. Esther, good evening, and Barrister, I agree to all. You see, what we are facing today lives with us. The armed beating us is in our pockets. They have an agenda. Until they achieve it, they won't stop. Ask yourself why President has not declared state of emergency in these states. River State, where our oil is, they will run to declare. Akachi Ben from Ota. This is good evening, please, Esther. Okay, this call used to, okay, sorry, I'm going to call it now. I'm going to call it, but we're already wrapping up, so I'll try to be slow. All right, thank you very much for that. Good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. I laughed when Barrister said it is wrong for you not to have a mad person in a family. This administration needs mad men and women that can face them in 2027. Just imagine my ex-students using torchlight and candle to write exam. We're never ready for this country. CSO Philip from Ikoto. Good evening, Barrister Darlington and Esther. The governor of Benue State, Hyacinth Aliyah, should resign and go back to his church, including the Plateau State governor. If they continue in office, they will finish the people of Plateau and Benue State. Uzo from Suluri. All right. Esther, Tinubu proudly here to commission 30 kilometers out of total distance of 750 kilometers, which is 4%. It reflects the ability of this government's performance on target, which is also about 4% targeted on the populace. It's also worth noting that the Lagos-Calabar Highway, like most things from this regime, never underwent regular vetting or followed any form of due process. Okay, Fede is my name. Again, Esther, you are sounding like blind, deaf, and iPod mem who don't know that world powers who controls the world through institutions like World Bank, IMF. As big as Russia is, Putin has just been told that they can't just seize Ukraine and they must comply. Delay however long they want. Okay, Fede is my name. All right, okay, Fede, you can pass across your statements without being derogatory or insult. All right, please be careful how you relate. If we agree to disagree, it doesn't mean that you abuse people. I think this is one of the reasons why people usually have issues when they want to argue or speak intellectually with persons like you, because you begin to use derogatory terms. You can't pass across your train of thoughts, or you can't convince somebody by first of all being derogatory before you now let the person understand where you're coming from. So please, okay, Fede, you write well, but but I hope you are civilized intellectually when you want to pass across your thoughts next time in a public fora like this. Well done, and thank you for tuning in. Good evening, Esther. President Tinubu's 2 years in office can only be best described as 2 years of severe hardship, hunger, and pain. It's laughable and sad to see some people giving frivolous credit to this government. I pray that 2027 will be a great turnaround for Nigeria. Have a blessed night, Esther. Thank you very much. Esther, I agree to you. There will never be justice in the land when criminals make the rules. This is Kingsley from Iba. Esther and Barrister Darlington, good evening. This government continues calling IPOP terrorist group, but they let the real terrorists in the north to continue killing people at will, especially in Benue and Plateau. May God save his people. All right. The time will come. Fulani headsmen and Boko Haram will take no. We reject that in Jesus' name. Esther, good evening to you. Even pregnant women to eat ordinary food now. It's gold in Nigeria, my country. When did we get here? Good evening, Miss Esther. I support Barrister Darlington on this one. The government knows what they are doing. The American government will never bring terrorists into their own country, but I wonder the kind of government we have. But God will thwart all their evil plans. Or Queen from Ojo. Good evening, Esther and the man of goodwill, Barrister Darlington. My take is on the aspect of the APC spokesman saying that Boko Haram rival in the north is the handwork of some disgruntled elements. They want to take governance by force from APC come 2027.
You remember how people were speaking from both sides of their mouth? And I was persistent in what I was saying. They call IPOB that I'm supporting IPOB. I'm supporting Nnamdi Kanu. But I was telling them that look at the issue, look at the message. Look at what this man is talking about. Now look at Benue and Plateau. Esther, if they have a formidable opposition like ESN in those two places, would they be killing them like this? Please tell me, would they be killing them like this? You can see what we are talking about. People who don't understand the Igbo man, that's what I'm telling you here. That those propaganda are gone. They can't do it again when I'm here. You can't use that propaganda against the... There's nothing they did not tell me here. Tell the Igbos, they are doing this, they are doing that. Because we refuse to agree. Is there any other reason? We refuse to surrender to this nonsense. You can't come to Igbo man and be killing Igbos in this manner and the Igbos will be looking at you. No, it can never happen. Esther, it can never happen.
Well, it's not only Igbos.
I said this particular one, they have concentrated on this. Hold on, it has become a norm in those two states. In fact, their own is much more than any other state. Yes.
It's too much.
Why do you concentrate on two states like that?
It's too much. There's something sinister.
Exactly.
There's something too much.
Exactly. And somebody telling you, telling you it is their state. Meanwhile, these people are foreigners. So Esther, they are foreigners.
As alleged as.
No, they told us. That means they know. I'm not the one. They are foreigners. By the way, are they not foreigners? It's a foreigner that will come to another land, kill the people, take over their land, take over their village, and rename it. If you have a home where you are coming from, how would you want to come and take my own? Your own house, what happened to it? So this is deliberate. And look at why this thing is continuing, because of the census that is coming. Esther, when the dust are settled now, these people will be counted as Nigerians.
You think this is a population census conspiracy?
I said these people will be counted as Nigeria in those places because they have settled there.
Wait, you think this is a population census thing?
Oh, you don't know before, Abi?
Depopulate the originals of the place
you don't know before, Abi? Not only that, by the time they finish the census, they will not tell you that Muslims are 80% now. That means they own Nigeria.
No, Barrister, we can't. You don't use religion really? Like that. Don't put in religion like that.
Hold on.
It's not about Islam.
Wait. You have started. Wait.
No, Barrister, we need to. No, you can't just say.
Okay, fine.
No, can't say that.
Fine. I've heard you. Why are they concentrating in Benue and Plateau?
That's a sinister thing we're talking about.
So why do you say I should not talk about
No, you're calling out a particular religion. It's not a religional. It's not a thing of religion.
What is
it's not a thing of religion, Barrister Darlington.
Who are the people dying most?
Christians and Muslims are being killed.
Those states, who are the most populated people in those? Is it not
Barrister Darlington? We need to wrap up. Izu Jibrili says, "Good evening, Esther. Today is my birthday. God bless VOP by giving us a voice. Happy birthday to you. I wish you long life and prosperity. May you live long in good health and sound mind. All right. Congratulations to you for this beautiful day. Well done. Some of your messages on YouTube. I'm so sorry I couldn't take them today, but I promise tomorrow we will have that. Barrister Darlington, have an amazing evening." Is that all? What is it? I say have an amazing evening. You're supposed to wish me.
Esther, we are running a show here. While we are here, some people are being killed.
Barrister Darlington, it's time don't go.
No, now. I know that. Why can this evening be amazing?
I said have an amazing evening. I'm wishing you an amazing evening.
Hold on, there's nothing amazing here. As we are talking here, some people are hiding inside the bush from their ancestral homes. As we are talking here now, they may not even go back to their home because of what you just read now.
All right,
is that amazing?
Can you speak to the let's assume the president is listening to you, the chief of army staff, the chief of air staff. Please, what recommendation would you give them to do right now?
Since they don't know what they do, they should resign. It's as simple as that. They should resign.
It's the resignation that will tackle this.
I said let them leave. There are people who want to do this job. Let us bring it, or even invite mercenaries from outside. Esther, there's no problem with our solution. Mercenaries can do this job for us. Since they don't know what to do, they should resign. It's as simple as that. No advice for them. They should resign from that thing. They are not doing anything. They are not security agents. They are there to make money. You heard how many of them that was arrested for selling arms to terrorists?
Yes.
How much amount? The number
millions,
of
45 million, 175 million.
And those people are just the smaller boys. So the big guys, their own must be running into billions. Are these people? Do you think they came to fight insecurity for you? No. Tinubu should sack them and bring terrorists. Bring mercenaries. They are there looking for job. Mercenaries. They have done it all over the world. What are you telling me? Every time they are not fighting anything. I don't have any advice for them. They are not. They are even they are the cause of the problem. They are the ones making this problem to become bigger, so that more money will come. What are you selling arms to terrorists? Selling arms. Esther, selling arms to terrorists. And you tell me you are a patriotic citizen. You are a patriotic security agent. You are fighting for me. Are you serious? Selling arms. A very, very serious issue here. Serious issue. We are not talking of those who invited them, Esther. Nobody have called them to order. Nobody. Why did you do this? You invited terrorists into the, and you are opening your mouth to say it. Nobody have reprimanded them. By the time I said one man who is running his mouth will tell me, I don't know, anytime I'm calling Tinubu. Are we not? Is it not his regime that we are talking about here? He's 2 years in office. So I should go and call who? I should call Jonathan or Obasanjo. Who should I call? If he has been doing well now, will he not take the credit, Esther? If Tinubu are coming to us and say, in these 2 years, if I do not do anything, I must end this insecurity. Exactly. By now, we would say, thank God, though.
Security is too much. It's too much.
Because without ending it, Tinubu will not make any progress. Let him just done deceiving. He can never.
You're not supposed to tell us how good your administration is. We are supposed to tell you.
He cannot make any progress with this. It can never be possible because everybody you put into the system, they will rubbish it. Abi? Yes. Now, when people are not free to go about their business, where will they make income? Tell me how. Farmers cannot go to farm. Where will the food come from? Tell me. Every time you be making promises that have no meaning, and when I come here and tell that it's not working, they say, why am I criticizing him? How can you make progress under insecurity, Esther? Tell me where that has happened. Tell me. Mention one place where this type of insecurity is raging in a country, and that country is making progress. Go and show me that country. Go and show me that country. Since we don't know what you are saying, every time I come and tell you, you are making progress, you have done this, you have done. Meanwhile, there's nothing on ground. Nothing on except insecurity. Look at it this evening. This evening, why he talking of progress in this? Look at what is going on there. And that will not be the end, Esther. That will not be the end. Before this weekend will run out, another must happen because they have taken it as a business. Since the government have allowed them to do what, they will continue to do it, Esther, until somebody say enough is enough. So, where will the progress come? Where? Those people now, Esther, will they do anything meaningful with their life, with what is going on there now? Will they not be hiding inside the bush for their life? They can't even go to their business if they have any. They can't go to farm. So where will the progress come in this country with this insecurity? Somebody should tell me. Somebody should tell me. So when we come here and talk, we are not talking because we want to talk. It's very annoying. Esther, it's very, very annoying. We are not talking of insecurity. We are talking of politicians who are behaving as if they own Nigeria. Telling me to go and beg Wike for what? For what? Nobody thinking of the implication. Go and beg Wike for what? That is an agreement or what?
Darlington,
these are things that are very annoying. I don't want to hear it. Okay. He's not the owner of River State. Telling agreement. With agreement? Agreement you sign with the devil. Is that an agreement? Go to court now. If you have agreement with the Fubara, go to court.
All right, Brother Darlington, we need to leave right about now. We have ads. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being part of the conversation this evening. My name is Esther Wachko. Subscribe to @VOP903 FM on YouTube. Follow our social media handles at VOP903 FM. Also, Estic Media on YouTube. That's ESTIQMEDIA. Good evening and have yourself an amazing evening. I'll see you tomorrow.
This is your number one radio station at VOP 90.3 FM.
Nigeria, a nation at a crossroads. The economy, politics, security, and human rights. Who speaks the truth? Who tells it all? Join Jerry Apelohai on the issues on VOP TV, where we dissect Nigeria's biggest challenges with top and unbiased analysts from home and in the diaspora. Featuring best-selling author and veteran journalist Peter Anosike, civil rights advocate Comrade Ibuchukwu Ezike, historian Dr. Dapot Sobos, UK-based scholar Dr. Joe Udiaja, UK-based legal expert Barrister Nwachukwu Anene, Sierra Leone Owen Chris Otaigbe, and many more. No spin, no bias, just the hard facts and deep analysis. Catch the issues with Jerry Apelohai live Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Nigerian time on YouTube, Facebook, and all social media platforms at Voice of the People TV. The issues, because Nigeria deserves the truth.
It's time for you to move forward. There is a reason for which God put you where you are. You need to find it so that you can live a life of impact.
It's something new on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, Lagos.
Today is your day of freedom. Today is your day of deliverance.
It's Moving Forward with Pastor Sarah, a 15-minute teaching of God's Word by Pastor Sarah Omako, Senior Pastor, Family Worship Center. The world is filled with bad news, fear, and anxiety, but God's timeless Word brings good news of hope and victory.
With God says you can.